Whoa, family, we are back. And the reason why you are here is because you want to stay up to date on all the latest news, rumors, trade, buzz, and all that NBA hot tea.
And that's facts.
Know what I'm saying?
Oh, say less.
All right, and we got Ben Mahler reacts to Southwest Airlines and trolls Dallas Mavs fans. Hey, I had to cue it up for y'all. Y'all need to be in the loop. You need to be informed.
You know where a bookstore was, nigga? We right here in front of Barney's and Nobley, nigga.
So without further ado, let's hop into it. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video because, man, I need your opinion. Is he dropping facts or is it straight caps? The Dallas Mavericks, you know, we done had a lot of ups and downs this season. But, hey, and then I rise. You know what I'm saying?
And that's facts.
Let's get it.
This hour is also part of Lame Jokes. It's a bit of a pop culture story mixed in a giant enigma. So an NBA team took some shrapnel
Uche, how old are you?
from the airline industry. Let me try to explain this to you. I'm going to give you the thumbnail version of events. So there's this airline called Southwest Airlines.
Wait a minute.
And they wanted to screw over their customer base. And so how could you screw over your customer base? Why don't we change our bag policy? And you know what? We've always had free bags, and that's kind of our thing. And so let's end that. And we'll only give it to preferred A-list customers or people that have our little credit card.
Sounds like the number one way to drive your business down.
The free bags.
Again!
Previously, anybody who bought a ticket got 2 free checked bags. That was a good deal. That was a perk. That was what made them special. So they changed it, and they're getting absolutely in an effort to try to deflect away some of the negativity. They decided to use people very upset. Majority of the customers are not happy, as you would imagine. And so the airline decided to, somebody in their social media wing, which is probably like some high school kid or something, but some,
Me?
young punk, they said, you know what, let's take a shot at the Dallas Mavericks and their decision to trade Luka Doncic. They did this on social media. They sent out the following zinger from the official Southwest Airlines account. They said, it's not like we traded Luka. We've made updates to our bag policy, and you're still going to love flying with us. What hasn't changed, they say, are our Southwest hospitality, and you all know and love.
What? Man, hell no.
So let us discuss. Toss-up question. You make the call. Worst move, the Mavericks giving away Luka Doncic or Southwest Airlines charging for bags? Worst move. All right, so
Hey, so that's a question for y'all. What do you think was the worst move, Southwest Airlines, or was it the Dallas Mavericks ownership deciding to move away from Luka Doncic? I need to know.
have Tom Petty, Sharpie, and CYA. Not CIA, CYA. We'll combine all these things together, and we are going to make a giant headache, which if you fly Southwest Airlines regularly, you likely know about the whole headache thing. So first of all, this is not even close.
We can smell like we all grew up in Texas. We just get it.
The Luka Doncic trade was basketball malpractice, right? It wasn't a trade, it was a giveaway. That was strategic
And that's facts.
incompetence. It was malfeasance is what it was by the Dallas basketball team. It was so terrible that it makes you think there's some kind of cabal, deep state conspiracy involving.
Has the deep state infiltrated the NBA?
Wait a minute.
Need to know.
If I wanted to say that, I would have wrote it.
Well, you implied that.
I said what I said.
Okay, well, what you
Okay?
said was
Bull.
That's
You don't
what it
like-
is.
The league office, Adam Silver, big television deals in a smoke-filled room. It's that said, side by side, the Luka trade versus Southwest Airlines deciding to charge for bags. The arrow is clearly pointing right there at Southwest Airlines. Because you see, not everyone loves sports. They don't have the sports gene like we have. Every man, woman, and even child at some point has to see relatives or you're going on vacation. So this is a self-inflicted wound. And
So I asked you, who dropped the ball more? Was it Southwest Airlines or was it the Dallas Mavericks? And not to mention, Southwest Airlines just threw the Dallas Mavericks under. Let's get it together, Southwest.
reminds me of how tone deaf you can be. And it also channeled, there's this Tom Petty song from back in the day called The Last DJ Song. It was actually supposedly a tribute song to this great DJ Jim Ladd, who was an LA DJ, a legend on the LA radio dial. And so Tom Petty was a radio listener, and he wrote this song. They're all gone now. But The Last DJ, and it was about the the crap that was going on in the radio business. And one of the lines in there really resonated as a lifetime radio nerd. And it was that all the boys upstairs want to see is how much you'll pay for what you used to get for free. As a general rule in
Is he cooking right now? Is it the fact that Southwest Airlines has been getting over on clients for a while, that they have made this move thinking that their customers were not realizing that convenience factor was the main thing that was driving traffic to their business?
If you charge the customer for something that was once free, people will no longer use the product. That's just a general rule.
And that's facts.
I used to be a daily reader of the New York Post. I used to read the New York Post every day. They now have a paywall. I stopped reading it. I don't read it because it was free and now they're charged. So good luck. I hope other people pay for it. I ain't paying for it. I'll go find the content somewhere else. If you charge people free, people stop using it. It's the most basic rule of business. You know, the Mavericks, obviously people are upset. They're going to lose fans, and there'll be other basketball players that come along, and there'll be some good ones and some bad ones and all that. But not everyone likes basketball. The reason that so many people fly Southwest Airlines was because, hey, it's not the greatest airline. The planes aren't the newest, but you get the free bags. Save some bucks. It's not like the ticket prices are all that much lower, or they're even any lower at all. They're very competitive, the airline prices. And so my experience flying around is that.
Hey, for all my people out there taking flights, who has the best flights? Southwest, they done slipped up. They about to lose all their business.
Many of the other airlines have better planes. And if you're going to be paying the same amount, why would you fly with Southwest? All right, now, secondly, to Philadelphia we go. The city of bad basketball and good football. So out there,
what's going on with Philly?
The season is circling the drain this season, the pro bouncy ball team in Philadelphia. We're now hearing the 76ers will be looking to trade Paul George. By George.
Bruh, they're already trying to trade Paul George? That's crazy.
First look, what are the odds that the Philadelphia basketball team is able to find a partner for the ex-Clipper Paul George? So I have the Maller Sportsbook odds at plus 700. Now, that implies, if you're bad with math, that implies a little over 12% chance, about 12.5% chance they find a trade partner. Here's why.
12.5%.
At this point is a brand ambassador for Sharpie, okay? He's got so many black marks near his name. He is a shell of what he had been in his salad days. He's consulting doctors right now on options. He's got a groin injury and a knee injury.
Wait a minute.
Paul George also has $160 million left on his contract, which wouldn't be a problem if he was still good. Spoiler alert, he sucks. He's past his use-by date. He's under contract till he's age 37. Now, he does have a player option. The way he's playing, there is no way.
My boy serving Paul George up.
Because no one else is going to give him that kind of money. And he seems to be more worried about his fledgling podcast than his jump shot. And so the way this would work, now, so all the basketball team going to be able to trade Paul George. The greater fool theory. The greater fool theory. So players are traded from one fool, that would be the original team, to a greater fool.
Okay, so did the Dallas Mavericks fall victim to this greater fool's theory?
Increased price. Until eventually the jig is up. You cannot find a greater fool. The value plummets. And so that's where we are. Are we at the end of the greater fool theory? How lucky are the Golden State Warriors? I watched a little bit of the Warriors game against Sacramento last night, and Golden State was all.
And that's facts.
They wanted Paul George. The Clippers would not trade Paul George to Golden State, which in hindsight they should have done because he sucks, and you could have completely screwed Golden State. So bad job by the Clips. They could have done a sign and trade and dropped that albatross in the Bay Area. But nonetheless, good luck. Philadelphia. They've got some other things. My final thought here, the 76ers team president, Daryl Morey, who somehow kept his job. When
I told you we be having that tea.
The whole great China, Hong Kong situation, remember years ago? And that
was I remember that.
Glorious NBA story. But anyway, so 76ers team president, Daryl Morey. Does anyone get more love from basketball writers than Daryl Morey? I mean, these guys they give Daryl Morey a tongue bath. The nerdy basketball writer loves Daryl Morey. So Daryl Morey said he absolutely gives AI and large language models a vote in all of his decision-making processes with the 76ers.
What's wrong with that?
He said something called, he said this to the Pablo Torre podcast. I have no idea who that is or what that is.
Don't tell me AI gave the green light on Paul George.
Morey said regarding like draft picks and roster moves. So, question, what is your reaction to longtime NBA executive Daryl Morey revealing the 76ers use artificial intelligence on team decisions, that they get a vote in team decisions. So my initial thought is, wowzers. It's one thing.
I know we are incorporating AI into our everyday life, but the fact that NBA teams are making decisions solely based off of AI algorithms, hey, no wonder why the 76ers are still in this mess.
To Google something, right? But
is this the reason why they're floating around this idea of trying to have a doctor medically retire Joel Embiid in order for them not to be able to pay out his contract? AI might give you some decent ideas or some ideas that sound good. Joel not opting out.
To weigh that in the process, it's like you've got 5 people voting, 4 human beings, and then you've got AI. So that means AI, conceivably, if it's a deadlock, 2-2, human being, then you've got AI deciding what you're going to do. Yikes. Now, I will tell you, this is not a good endorsement of artificial intelligence. Daryl Morey, with AI, has assembled an overpriced honey wagon of a team. If you don't know what a honey wagon is, bad job by you.
And that's facts.
Unwatchable dreck is what it is. And again, basketball scribes, they have, Daryl Morey has them eating out of the palm of his hand. I don't know how to say it. Now, my theory is that one of the main reasons Daryl Morey uses the artificial intelligence is because of CYA. Not CIA, CYA, ergo, cover it's job security. You can look out.
Somebody to blame.
Interest of yourself, meaning you pass the blame. And I work in the radio world.
Pass the buck.
My world, I don't know so much anymore, but they used to have these things called consultants. And consultants were a way for the people that were programming the radio station to keep their job, because if they made a decision to make a change and then the change didn't work out, they could say, well, it wasn't my decision. I just listened to the consultant. So it's their fault. It's passing the buck is what it is. You're passing the buck to somebody else. But if AI, not Allen Iverson, but if artificial intelligence gets a vote, Daryl Morey sounds like he's on the cutting edge, way to go and all that. But again,
all right, family. So what do you think about the Philadelphia 76ers using AI to make their roster and team decisions, especially when it comes to a deadline? Having those final say-sos made by artificial intelligence and not somebody who's physically there that can have accountability for the situation if it goes wrong. Man, I got to figure out if there's some of that artificial intelligence going on in Dallas, because that's the only reason why you can explain this Luka Anthony Davis trade. Is it me, or am I barking up the right tree? I just need to know.
And that's facts.
All right, family. If you stayed into the video this far, you are a real MVP. Check out these videos up top. And until next time, we out. Holla.